Tuh. Wah, enggak.
The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency.
Yes,
I
kita lanjut
advise
lagi.
that you exercise tact.
Setelah salah 3 kali, 4 kali salah. Kita lanjut lagi aja.
How did things turn out like this?
Don't cry nih lo, please don't cry. Cantik. Cantik lo ya. Iya cantik, iya. Iya, goblok.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
Slow boy. Hai. Halo.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Sakit perut anjir.
Oh, of course. If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Kenapa ya?
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Kapan sih lo nari anjir?
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new
Lamanya.
Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
Ada Dunyazard. Meninggal pula. Bisa nggak ya Nahida nyelamatinnya? Please.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyazard, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Oh, jadi sini lo ini ya. Ada di mimpi Nilonya.
You guys are acting weird.
No.
But okay, I'll try.
Au.
Hey!
Perut. Au. Iya, hey, kenapa?
They disappeared!
Perut sakit.
Nilu's the host. What a surprise!
Baru
Purple
juga
Padisaras
gini.
don't exist in the real world anymore. But in
Iya.
Nilu's
Amat lah.
subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu?
Yes.
But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Lama sudah ku pendam ini.
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzerus festival?
Yes.
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
That's right. Ngapain sih orang ini anjir?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendroarchon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyazard told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yes.
Yep, but
Yep.
in the part you heard, he hadn't
Yep.
become the first sage yet. There's more to the story.
Yep.
His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendroarchon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated.
Beratnya.
After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendroarchon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my
I miss
children."
my
The
parents, my
Dendroarchon
wife,
smiled.
children.
The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendroarchon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love."
Oh, gitu nyanyiannya. Kalau
In the
right,
end,
bukan.
the first sage
Right,
took care
you.
of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the academia.
Ow!
What a happy ending.
What the heck, man? Kali.
So the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the
Tambah lagi,
Dendroarchon, so she
Mas.
blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
Yeah.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sabzerus festival is almost over too.
It's almost over chin. Tapi kan ada suaranya. Bunga-bunga anjir. Sebenarnya
Since we're in a dream,
masih lebih
let's make this
sih.
final dance of Sabzerus as beautiful as we can.
Nah, baru nari dia. Aku juga sudah menunggu anjir. Baru menari dia. Dia baru menari nilonya. Malah nge-crash anjir.
wait is over,
Goli,
everyone.
goli.
I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sabzerus.
Hey, what the hell, man? Cok! Please, cok! Anjir malah nge-freeze tadi anjir. Mind blowing anjir nge-freeze. Asem. What the hell, man? Harusnya enggak sih loh. Kok nge-freeze sih,
I'd
cok?
be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
What the hell? Aku juga mau lihat anjir. Kok malah nge-freeze goblok? What the hell? What the hell, man? Cok, please lah, cok. selesai. Hah? Hah? Gitu aja doang. Gitu doang anjir. Kok gini? Asem. Anjir loh. Padahal tadi tunggu-tunggu dari kemarin anjir malah nge-freeze asem. Bisa gini anjir. Gimana sih? kok kok bisa gini? Aduh, anjir. Asem malah nge-freeze. Gak kuat laptop aku, gak kuat. Padahal biasanya loh. Biasanya aduh. Asam. Hah? Asam lah. Bisa nge-freeze anjir. Aduh. Aduh. Arek. Hah? Nah, padahal itu asem. Anak desa. Astaga, ini dia anjir.
It was on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair.
Begini aja lancar dia, kampret. Asem. Setengah proyek. Jangan nggak benar. Indonesia anjir.
Body and mind.
Ada. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Good morning, traveler.
Traveler.
Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival? Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What unusual spot?
Finally, Dunyazard. Apakah dia masih hidup? Apa tadi sih? Oh, bazar itu di kayu ini anjir rupanya. Oh. Tuh di sana pintunya. Pintunya di situ rupanya anjir. Kira-kira kalau di kiloin berapa? Ditebang di kiloin berapa?
Well done, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh?
Thank you, Dunyazard, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Catherine, suaranya
You're okay. Oh, don't scare us like that.
Dunyazard.
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you.
What is that?
I just had a dream, and I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sub-Zeros.
Oh, Down. Ini Catherine. Hah? Tadi dapat satu bintang 5.
Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyazard, did you save her? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Hah? Kayak suara bocil anjir. Catherine lo gali. Nomor ya full screen. Hah? Terereng. Tadi terdapat apa nih? Dapat emas. Dapat yang emas apa ini? Bukan mana sih? Emas tadi mana? Bukan lah. Jadi punya siapa tadi dan di mana tadi?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Oh, masih ini. Pesan. Hah?
Wow. Huh? All will be revealed in the next volume? Oh, drat.
Will I be able to see
Huh?
Nilou perform again?
Oh ini. dapat lagi. Bola habis. Ada orang anjir. Senja bukan.
Let's talk about Dunyazard first. It's such a relief that she's all right. After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter.
Oh,
This proved me suspicious.
Nahida. Kukira Catherine anjir.
Once Dunyazard could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely
Kukira
disappear.
Catherine lo asam pastes
I used all the power I
kawaii.
had to keep her dying dream alive as long as
Anjir.
possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyazard in the end. Not a moment too soon. Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Kawaii.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Kawaii. Gini aja. Ada nggak pertanyaan tentang berapa ukuran itu? Goblok. Saya sih. Kita itu. Goblok.
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness. How did you do that? Poor Catherine.
Poor Catherine.
Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snishna.
Anjir, sedih amat ada diri sendiri lah nonton.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about
Mak,
her.
daripada nggak rancet.
What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing. So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
Kenapa
In
Nahida?
some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the academia is also more proficient at governing this country.
Nggak
My
apa-apa.
existence has little meaning.
Nggak apa-apa, Nahida. Nggak apa.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Iya, aku juga.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I
Panasnya
will
mau
work on
hujan.
that and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime.
Ya mau hujan, anjir.
Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as an...
Anjir, ulang lagi dia.
Theoretically, the Akasha is...
Kira
I've
ada
always
nanya
respected-
lagi. Kenapa kau nanyain lagi?
Hold on.
Udah kayak gitu,
Did we
rupanya
just
enggak,
learn
anjir.
some deep
Alamak.
dark secret? What about your... That story at that time, however... So, this... In some ways... And I'm still... Yeah, you could... Trying to find a way to save Irminsul. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all... There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Akasha
I
terminal.
think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainara to join some kind of project. Could it be related? Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
No.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge.
Seekers knowledge.
To be honest, maintaining Dunyazard's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the Sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero's samsara in the immediate future. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Aku juga masa mau tidur.
Traveler?
Nah, ini
Why am I
suara
here?
Milf.
Do either of you know?
Ini suara Milf. Iya dong.
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Welcome.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. like waiting around like this.
Aha. Ya lah, belum selesai
Let's
quest
find
first one.
Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Banyak yang harus dikerjakan ini. Itu suaranya.
Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Oh,
Wait, say what now?
oh.
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Susah anjir.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Bisa nyuci
Someone's gotta
Catherine.
ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well,
Anjir.
actually, I just
Anjir,
wanted
bisa
to see
gitu
the
si
two of you in
Catherine.
action.
Kamu Nahida ya?
Was it so obvious?
Bener kan?
I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Kawaii.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
Kawaii.
From when she said...
Ad
Astra
Astra
had a sauce?
Bisakah.
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Kawaii.
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and he was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday. Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity? No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyazard? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her. Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning. Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival? So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sage's activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There aren't too many adventurers around here.
There's a lot too many
Oh, good point.
adventures around here.
Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Sampai mana saja anjir. Chapter 3 bagian 3. Apa ini? Nah gitu anjir. Oh ini. Ah nggak dapat lagi juga. Enggak, nggak dapat lagi. Berlarang money.
Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
Terlalu
That's a
baik
good
kau.
point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Terlalu baik sih.
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me. Have you already caught the sage's attention? I'm guessing not yet. But this trusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already. According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal. Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously. Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages. You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
In cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Cetaria?
Cetaria?
Cetaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou. I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Cetaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant. Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries. The name Cetaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky?
Night sky.
But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Cetaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems. Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Cetaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there. This should be Cetaria's favorite fortune-telling spot. So should we ask the fortune teller about Cetaria?
Cetaria?
No, I already have enough information on Cetaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Baca.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you.
Oh,
Perhaps, at some time in the past,
Huh?
you have somehow offended the gods.
kok out dan maut di situ?
Only
Anjir.
Maya, the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial
Malah
savviness and brawling with the
loh,
god
kok
of
gak salah dan
Electro.
maut itu?
Do those count?
Hmm?
Anjir Nabi ya.
Nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Kok
Love
Yes.
prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed.
anjir gak sensitif di
One who is
agama
fated
ini
to
anjir.
cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How
Yes.
could that be?
Yes.
Harut, Marut,
Mer.
did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Ya iyalah cok. Dari mulai
Actually,
Kemana
thinks
Ember
this is probably the most
dan lain
accurate fortune telling
sebagainya,
you've ever done.
Datu Ayaka, Kekcing dan lain
I
sebagainya.
admit,
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
if you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Anjir dan Maret loh. Sensitif sama agama nih game sudah sekarang.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
Speaking of, dia ngomong.
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father?
Oh, no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Aja lo. Aja lo. Ya kan anjir. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina
This should be our final stop.
Muhammadin.
Sataria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens, after all.
Anjir aneh kali lihat Catherine ke Sora. Nahida coba.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
Alhamdulillah.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Nahida. Oh.
So, was that everybody?
Yeah.
3 familiar faces should be enough for Cetaria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Cetaria face her problems.
Cetaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Cetaria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Cetaria feels about her homeland. Although she knew she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So how do we set that up?
Well, King Deshret is long gone, and Cetaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be weary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
Very
So
different.
you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Cetaria for sure.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Kok?
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while. I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon. Tengah hari.
After all this time living in the city.
Alarm master.
Here she comes. Satori is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Di situ anjir.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Heart and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious. I couldn't help it.
Oh, Please pay no mind to those kinds of details. The gods are asking. Citaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Citaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. Oh, the gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, King Deshret.
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Wait a second. King Deshret passed away a long time ago. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Kosong.
Oh, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too. Well done.
Kosong.
Citaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Bingung dia anjir.
Aw,
Bingung dia anjir.
Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harada-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Citaria.
She's at Akim's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Apa? Berapa nih? Oh. Dilarang main.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Deshret? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... you've also become a believer of King Deshret?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this. You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Ceritanya. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going. Come on! Ceritania's already started talking with Shishan!
Chisang. Pisang. Isn't it?
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who work side by side with the Academia, and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Dadah.
Even now, Ceritania's still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick!
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Ceritanya, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Ceritanya. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of King Deshret, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Anjir.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for
Anjir,
becoming a
makanya
believer of King
goblok.
Deshret.
Ceritanya, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance? Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Ceritanya to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Ceritaria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
No. The truth is the true Guardian of Scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Ow. Besok jam 7.14. Hah? Aduh. Hah? Hah? Kok masih belum? Kan sudah. Kelebihan asam. Nggak ada juga bener.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Oh yeah.
Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet.
Baru jam
You're
7.
not getting paranoid, are you?
No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, There seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Ceritanya figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well,
It is trap.
regardless,
Jebakan
as
ini
long as
coy.
you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Pasti jebakan ini. Diketahui akademinya pasti dia sudah. Malah manja asem.
Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Ceritanya managed to distract all the guards.
Mulai dah dia.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Mulai dah dia.
The triumphant hero returns at last.
Mulai dah dia.
To a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
Mantap.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Mantap.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
Mantap. Beginilah nasibnya.
People of Samir City.
Mantap.
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals.
Mantap.
Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No! What should we do? These are all just regular people! Please, now. You need to get out of here. What? That guy's a vtuber can't just leave you here!
What the
Nor
hell?
can I abandon the people of Sumeru.
Aduh, gak enak cerita jadi. Kosong lah. bisa berat gini loh?
Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Di restart tadi kayaknya, restart tadi loh. Aduh. Bisa-bisanya berat kayak gini, anjir. Biasanya enggak. Pas restart tadi loh.
This should be far enough. Whew. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tighnari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right? You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same project!
Kok berat kayak gini
Even
dia?
though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Bingung lanjut, enggak lanjut, enggak lanjut.
If my calculations are correct, Wanwen Bookhouse is due to receive a batch of new releases today. Might we add a small detour to our adventure?
Cerita begini dia. Malah nggak bisa cerita ya, start tadi. Pula tadi udah 4 kali diulang, jadinya berat sekali dia. Aku bingung. Lanjut enggak, lanjut enggak.
Now, this is what I call a moment of solitude.
I wanna the new PC. My computer is so heavy for this. Do you know what the for was never done for? Just and you feel it, so suffocating. Oh iya, memang. Itu akademinya. This away, and you feel it. For just to take your breath away, and you feel so suffocating. Does the pain wear out the pride, and you look for a place to hide? You're a ruin. Come on. 21 guns lay down your arms. Give up the fight.
Hold it right there.
21 guns.
A blonde-haired traveler on a floating ferry. We've got you, right? Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
The Outcast? An outcast from the academia? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
You're up, traveler!
Following orders. A new punching bag. A new punching bag.
Gila.
Think you can bully me?
Gila loh. Biasanya tadi tuh. Tadi lancar jaya loh.
No, my sword!
Take that! Take that!
Shake and stir!
Tebalnya.
So rude!
Tebalnya. Tebalnya. Gila tebalnya. Masih sekali. Hah? Ngapain lo anjir? Yang bukan bos aja keras lo anjir.
New punching bag.
Rain outlines your fate.
Where do you think you're?
Take flight. Shadows of fate.
Where do you think you're going?
Anjir gak mati lo. Berapakah?
Here comes reinforcements.
Jadi 30 kakaknya.
Know my sword. Body and mind.
Benar kali. Ya begitu benar. Anjir mantap kali. Jangan sendiri dia anjir, mantap kali.
Delve into destiny. My apologies.
Oh ya mantap, mantap kali. Mantap kali.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite
One.
mercenaries are like? Yeah, looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Kainari? Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Get someone just answer your ruin. Run 21 guns, let down your arms, save all the fire. Run 21 guns, throw her your arms. I don't really give it to me, but the way you touch me when we're alone. You can hold my hand if no one.
What are you
Do
two doing
you
back
like it when I'm away? If I wanna hurt my body, baby, would you love me the same? I can feel all my bones coming back, and I'm crazy in motion.
I'm not doing too
Mama
well.
never really learns
My Amazar's been
but
progressing at a
yes,
faster
it's
rate
just
lately.
cursed.
I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's
explosions
tasks.
when you are around. I found a way to kill the sound. Oh baby, I have a way when I without you. I need you.
Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia forest a little
I
while ago.
need you
He was
here
headed
to
to Party's
stay.
Dad.
I broke on my bones the day I found you.
I thought it was weird too.
Say
Master
something
Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. close.
If I could
He
take
left
it
in a
out.
hurry this time, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule.
I said no. I said no.
To leave in such a hurry?
It's so close.
I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of.
When is a pounding
Tighnari
on
originally
my
studied in
back?
the
Yeah,
Amorta
I
Shot at the
found it.
Academia, and Partis DI is something like the
Go it
Amorta's
like
research base. Many
in
rare
a
shrubs and grasses
fast
have been planted there
not
for research.
You
I
can
know that before he became a forest watcher,
oh
Master
baby,
Tighnari
I
once spent a
have
long
a
time
wreck
conducting
when
research.
A
I
research
without
base, huh?
you.
Gotta wonder what kind of research
here
Tighnari
to
just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
I broke on my bones the day I found you. Crying in the lake won't be something I say to make
I'm
you
used to living
feel
with Elazar
like
by
you're
now. If
used
you run into
to.
Master Tighnari, please send him my regards.
You feel like you're burning oh, and if I could take you out, then I withhold you from the sun. Withhold you from the time. Darling, when I'm fast asleep, I sing it, but watching me saying, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Tell me, is it worth it? Jauh ya. Oh, there's something and there's nothing and there's nothing in between that in my answer. A tiny dancer watching over me in singing she's a lady and I'm just a boy singing she's a lady and I'm just a line without oh baby I have a right when I without you I need bisa kalimat itu ada I need you here to stay. Oh, come on, the day I found you. Crying in the lake won't say something I said to make you feel like you're burning all. And if I could take it out, pull you from the side. But oh boy.
Not good.
Huh?
Let me scribe.
Mengapa kau pergi? Mengapa kau pergi? Di saat aku mulai mencintaimu, berharap engkau jadi kekasih hatiku, malah kau pergi jauh dari hidupku. Menyendiri lagi, di saat kau tinggalkan diriku pergi, tak pernah ada yang menghiasi hariku. Di saat aku terbangun dari tidurku, aku inginkan dirimu datang dan temui aku, kan ku katakan padamu, aku sangat anyway. Garamnya cinta ini tenggelamkanku di duka yang terdalam, torering empati terasa. Kau tinggalkanku meski ku tak rela. Salahkah diriku hingga saat ini? Ku masih mengharap kau tuh kembali. Ada bintang gitu. Mungkin suatu saat nanti kau temukan bahagia meski tak bersamaku. Bila nanti kau tak kembali, kenanglah aku sepanjang hidupmu. Karamnya cinta ini tenggelamkan di duka yang terdalam, toreren empati. Ada banyak buaya anjir. There's a big lot of crocodile. Empati terasa. Oh, ada buaya anjir. Buaya anjir. Oh my god. Sampai hati terasa, sering kau tinggalkan meski ku tak rela. Salahkah diriku hingga saat ini? Ku masih mengharap kau tuh kembali. Mana sih? Mungkin suatu saat nanti kau temukan bahagia meski tak bersamaku, ya. Bila nanti kau tak kembali, kenanglah aku sepanjang hidupmu. Oh, mungkin suatu saat nanti kau temukan bahagia meski tak bersamaku, ya. Bila nanti kau tak kembali, kenanglah aku sepanjang hidupmu. Tereng, 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 tereng. Oh, it's hurt, you know.
If it doesn't ruin a drink, it isn't treasure. Where'd that come from?
Kabur. Ding, 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 ding. Hah? Catherine lagi? Catherine lagi anjir.
Wait! Look who it is!
Nahida.
Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the moment.
Sorry.
Actually, it's very smart of the traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a patch of sky.
Oh.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people all right?
Are those poor people alright?
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing we had Nahida with
Usap
us.
air
I wouldn't be
matamu.
relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I
Dekat
restored everyone's
erat
minds, which means we've lost another one of our
tubuhku.
trump cards.
Tatap aku.
Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha
Sepuas
terminals.
hatimu.
Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness inside the Akasha.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds?
Hidup
Then how do we stop him? He's still at the academia, so it's possible he already started messing with the Akasha. Ugh, feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work.
Tubuhku.
Plus,
Ya
the
mungkin
doctor's combat
tak
ability
bisa
alone is apparently
lagi
enough to make him worthy of
tenangkan
being number 2 of the
gundamu.
Vtui.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this
Gundamu.
problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's DI? Have you been waiting for
Nyanyikan
us?
lagu indah.
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental
Ku
energy, so
pergi
I
dan
deduced your destination by
mungkin
looking at the
tak
direction you were moving in.
kembali.
You didn't come here for sightseeing, right?
Nyanyikan
Did you find any
lagu
leads?
indah.
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is
Mengapa
Kainari, and the
ku
sages once
pergi
tried to reach out to
dan
him.
tak
Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can
kembali.
find?
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Ini detik yang mungkin kita tak bisa rasakan lagi. Oh, hirup aroma tubuhku yang mungkin tak bisa lagi tenangkan gundamu. Gundamu. Nyanyikan lagu indah sebelum ku pergi dan mungkin tak kembali. Nyanyikan lagu indah untuk melepas ku pergi dan tak kembali.
traveler? It is you!
Ah, it's Hypatia!
Ow, ow, ow.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
Who's this?
Who's she?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the, what's it called? Satyavada life?
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means you're not in training anymore?
Usap air
No.
matamu.
Did you already finish your training and reach Paripurna life?
Hirup aroma. Usap
My
air
consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
dekat erat
You did it!
tubuhku.
Congratulations!
Tatap aku.
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long last. When my consciousness made contact with the gods, what a supreme and unparalleled experience that was.
Nikmati detik demi detik yang mungkin kita tak bisa rasakan lagi. Hirup aroma tubuhku.
Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness of the divine.
Nyanyikan lagu indah.
You can do that?
Sebelum ku pergi dan mungkin tak kembali.
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your consciousness during the process.
Hold on. I brought some spirit Borneo with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
Yang mungkin
All right
kita
now.
tak
Hold my
bisa
hand.
rasakan
I'll help you establish a
lagi.
pathway to connect your consciousness.
Oh yeah. Hirup aroma
Okay.
tubuhku yang mungkin tak bisa lagi tenangkan gundahmu. Gundahmu. Nyanyikan lagu indah sebelum ku pergi dan mungkin tak kembali. Nyanyikan lagu indah untuk melepas ku pergi dan tak kembali. Nyanyikan
It took 3
lagu
betrayals for me to finally understand.
indah
The world is just an
sebelum ku
elaborate
pergi
tapestry
dan
of lies.
mungkin tak
My
kembali.
fury will never be quelled.
Aduh. Nyanyikan lagu
The
indah
first to betray me was a god,
untuk melepas ku
my
pergi
creator,
dan tak kembali.
my mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human, my family, my friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laughed in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion.
Siapa nih? Ada nonton?
Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a spring
Thank you
gnosis,
nontonnya.
brimming with pure divinity.
Ini kata-kata ini masih bergerak.
There is no need to fear.
Again.
The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
Kalian tadi tuh gak harus bilang lagi sekarang. Harus tadi tuh jangan di start lagi. Jadi berat ya. Bisa lanjut.
Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is it connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion!
Jadi bisa anjir. Bisa aja lo anjir. Jadi keren anjir.
Alas, shame. If only...
Please don't be silly, please.
That which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God! Please grant me forgiveness and salvation!
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I...
Crazy.
already lost my mind?
Oh, I lost my mind. Ya, mulai lagi dia nge-freeze. Asem. Aduh. Asem lah. Dadah, banyak kali loh. Bye-bye Viper. Bye Viper emang. Bye-bye Viper. You can't work on the books. Kayak gini dia enggak.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Oh, the traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Kainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness? Where is she now?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies."
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time.
Sanctuary.
Is that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero's festival. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Ceritanya. Oh, a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? But she isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana, correct? Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Yes. Who's that?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side. So, I trust you.
Thank you, Tighnari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals, so I eventually declined. All I know is that the project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
Tighnari, did you leave the Amidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardis Di and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru Village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tighnari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Ribat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
Thanks, Tighnari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.
Then finally, is this done? Untuk cerita baru nanti. Oke lah. Have a good night. Bye bye.